Welcome everyone to Arewa Data Science Fellowship. We are happy to have you here and congratulations for being the first part of the Arewa Data Science Fellowship cohort. We have our website here, as you are aware already. If you go to this website, you will see the list of fellows and also the list of mentors we have. Um, Yep. So if you see here, we have list of fellows. If you look at them, the names, the position, and which state they are from. We also have list of mentors, which are basically, some of the ones, more mentors will be available that will guide to some projects we're going to have. And here we will be posting information about the fellowship and also in our Telegram page. We're gonna have more projects as we go on. We'll let you know more about the projects. Okay, let me go back to quickly go back to our page. So this is a Notion page, which I will share with you the link so that you will have more information about what the fellowship covers. So in a nutshell, this fellowship is intensive that require significant commitment. That's why we have some kind of filter during the application to select those of you that are committed that shows real interest. We understand also some of you, more than half of you, you have a good understanding of Python, but some of you at the same time, they are from non-computing backgrounds because such as biochemistry, such as biology, and we want to take all of you along. So we decided that the first part or first stage of this fellowship will be a very intensive and rigorous, forward to Python programming for data science. And this fellowship is basically, flexible. I mean, the time commitment. We know you guys, maybe you have university, you go, you have, for example, you go to market, a lot of commitment. You can do anything at your own pace, whether in the night, whatsoever you can read, provided you complete the desired, tasks allocated for each stage. So we have four stages for this program. The first one is stage one, which starts from 23rd January, 23rd February. We have stage two, which basically start will announce with concern about machine learning, research in machine learning. Stage three, concern about deep learning with PyTorch introduction to subsummers. Stage four, specialization and individual project. But at this point in time, we'll start with the stage one, which is Python programming for data science. Also, I want to make appeal to you because this is the first cohort we are going to have. It means we are not perfect. All right, at this time we are still learning. If you can provide us with feedback on how we can make this program better to serve you better, it means a lot. It means also other people that will come to the next cohort will have a better experience in the session. Our this fellowship data science, Arewa data science is free. No any fees charged to anyone. We try to make it also a very well affordable in the sense that people can be able to commit. So we will provide you with data, internet data. The internet data will be provided bi-weekly. So meaning that after each 2 weeks, we will provide with internet data, not at the end of the month. So we urge you to use the internet data, wisely for the purpose of this fellowship. Don't go and be watching, TikTok and the rest of the stuff. So use the data wisely, and also we have the monthly stipend, which would also serve as motivation for you. Meaning you need to, finish each stage from stage one before you got that, monthly stipend. So at the end of first stage, we'll find out how many people fulfill the requirements and they did all the assignment, the assigned tasks, then they will be paid that stipend. But for now, at the beginning of each week, month will be giving you those data. It's only the stipend that will, is salary based on your commitment. So also made mention, which is very important, as you see, we have 4 months, training stages. Doesn't mean if all the fellows now will now move from stage one to stage four. Some fellows will, finish at stage one. Some fellows may finish at stage two if they find that they cannot cope with it. But we hope and we are happy to all the fellows to continue. The reason why I said that if a fellow may find that the time is too demanding for him, that's perfectly fine. We are happy if at the end of the day we can have at least 5 or 10 people that commit to learn and put them together to the best of themselves. So just to let you know that it doesn't mean that you are a fellow, you go from stage one to stage four. It depends on your commitment and uh, your uh, your commitment. I mean, yeah. Okay. Also, at this end of this fellowship, we have internship. So we have a group called Arewa, House NLP. So for those of us that are interested in doing NLP, natural language processing, such as machine translation, sentiment analysis, head speed, all this stuff that relates to NLP, they will be able to do an internship in House NLP where they will be assigned with mentors and they will, do a lot of stuff. And at the end of the week, hope they will write papers. We also, it is clear, I want to make it clear that this fellowship at the end, we expect, people to have very solid understanding and, experience in doing research. So we hope at the end of this fellowship, for those that go to the last stage, they will be able to do some kind of group individual project and writing paper. So we'll guide you on how to write paper at the end of this stage four, where you will be able to write paper to, write your CV, write your statement of purpose, write your, all those steps will be able at stage four, where we will start applying for master's or PhD application somewhere else. We'll guide you with that. We'll also provide you with a cover letter, with, we'll also serve as a referee. Yeah. Oh, sorry, this is not stage mistake. This is the stage three, stage four, right? So that is about the basic introduction about the fellowship. Um, let's move on to stage one. So what stage one is all about? So all of us here, a lot of us, we even did a basic Python before we got into this fellowship. But we want to, nail the experience. As I said previously, some of you know how to do Python, you a lot of experience with Python. What you can do if you have a lot of experience with Python, try to help participants in the group to, by us, answering their questions, helping them in some ways. You also, there are some stages that will come in the Python. You may not be well experienced. So this is the uh, uh, 30 days of Python we have. Why the internet is so slow? Okay. So this is what we have, 30 days of Python. It means each and every day we expect a fellow to practice what is the topic in that day. If we can see day one, we have a quick introduction, which basically introduces us to what we will be doing in this, which is basically introduction of Python. So let me quickly clean in. Okay, so you can see we are in day one, 30 days of Python. If you see that we have day one, information, you can see how to install Python, how to install VS Code. So we will be primarily be using VS Code in this program. So we know maybe you are using another tool such as you know, Atom or whatsoever, will be using VS Code. So VS Code has a Jupyter notebook that you'll be able to use. So we'll be using Jupyter notebook in VS Code, and we'll talk about this more later. Um, you can see how you can do installation of VS Code. You can create folder whatsoever. Here you can see a lot of things. Example how. So this is basically introduction to Python. You go through them. Can you see that? But the most interesting part of this is each day we have exercises. So if you look at day one, we basically have exercise level one, exercise level two, and exercise level three. So each day you are expected to practice this one. So create a folder on your computer, create a file for exercise day one, and solve the exercises. We'll talk about this more later and how the submission of the exercise will work and everything. But what we expect right now is for you to start coming to each day. Tomorrow, for example, you can go to day two, build variable and built-in functions. So day two, you can come here, built-in function, read it, go through it, practice whatsoever is written, and go finally to the assignment exercises, practice it. You can see there are a lot of exercises that this is meant for you to make yourself they are not hard in ways. It just make you to practice because we all know Python programming. We need to practice without just reading. That doesn't make any sense. You forget everything you learn. So just practice, practice, practice. For those of you that you already know Python, also you need to do these exercises. Someone may think I may not go to the content. I can do exercise. That's fine. It's left for you. But if you can do the exercise, but we urge you please go through the exercise and the content as well. You will learn one or two things together, even if you are experienced Python. Yes. I want to also mention that this 30 days of Python, we adapt it from another open source 30 day of Python. We are not the one that created these 30 days from scratch. So we adapt it from another sources. So just to make sure that we make this clear that we adapt it. And we also, you can see we have many content, list, function, list comprehension, down to package manager, regular expression. You can see them, pandas, web scrapping classes and objects. So you can see we have a lot of stuff, in Python. So this will be a really long ride, right? So also one may say, what about if I don't practice in this day? Can I do the practice? Yes. So it's left for you. Someone that has time can sit down today and do day one and day two and day three, depending on your commitment. But what we have, the main idea is, the concept of atomic habits, that when you are doing something consistently, even if you are doing small, then that habit will compound to become great. So when you are doing Python daily, each day, small, 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 then the compounding effect will be a big. That is means you will wake up one day that you will become a master of Python. So if you look at this one here, for example, in the first day, we made mention, this is challenge is designed to help you improve your Python skills through daily exercise inspired by the book Atomic Habit by James Clear. So this is a very good book, for readers among you. I really like this book, Atomic Habit, which basically, tell us more about doing something daily, atomic habit. When we say atomic habit, we mean something small, small every day. You do it small every day. Then one day you wake up and become master. So just like there are people that go to gym, you see that people that go to gym, they go every day trying to, practice, 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 practice. One day you see somebody with muscle, right, with six pack, right? So this also applies to anything you align, whether programming, whether do it consistently every day, every day. So the reason why I'm saying this is that one may be sick, one may travel, one may go to weddings, whatsoever. Now you may skip a day, that's fine. but we expect each and everyone complete the assignment for from day 1 to day 30. That is just the the main idea. And we encourage, if you have any question, ask in the Telegram. In the Telegram, we have 8 days questions. Ask them there. People will respond and to your answer to your questions. All right, so that is about 30 days of Python, which is basically part of the first stage. You can see it here, registered on the GitHub, 30 days of Python. We'll come about the registration in GitHub. Now, the next thing is learning how to learn. Now, if you remember when you are in university, some people you will see that they got a grade A, excellent grade. Even some people graduate with first class, right? But it turns out that some people, you find them reading books, they go to library, they even go to theater, they sleep there. But it turns out that you see that when the exam comes out, they have terrible grade. For example, they have F, they have E. But some people, you see them always consistently getting an A, you know what I mean? The problem is that with those kind of people is that they don't know how to learn. They are just doing it the way anyway anyhow. But those that you see that they consistently get an A, they follow a technique called the best way to learn, which in some ways, even if they don't learn it from somewhere else, they learn it instinctively. They learn it, yes. So we are coming to, say, because we are learning something very, difficult, such as programming and also some data science stuff, then it's good for us to teach you, to show you how to learn best. And that's why we incorporate what is called learning how to learn course. This is a course from Coursera by Barbara Oakley, which she is, expert in learning and teaching. You can see the course is enrolled by over 3 million people around the world, which is not the only figure because the course was taught in some other under name, but it transferred here. And you can see people that say yes, that, say good 98%. But also, if you look at the review of this course, we have 85,000 reviews. But why people are giving good review for this course? Because look at it. This guy says this course is necessary in sharpening learning skill and taking test and test taking techniques. The scope of the course enables the student to develop effective leading strategy and avoid bad ones. So, the reason why, it's good for all of us to go and, learn these skills. That's why we talk about it. Okay, let me go to read this comment. I have learned a ton from this course. It encouraged me to look at some of the technique I have already known from fresh perspective. One caveat, though, is that it feels course couldn't have slightly more practical, possibly having more actionable tasks, including practice delivery. So a lot of things you can read them here. People, they are writing their review about the course. This is amazing class. I'm more effective learner as a result of this course. So we want you to become effective learner. What do we mean by effective learner? Meaning you don't need to spend a lot of time learning. You don't need to also, forget everything you learn. So, for example, somebody learned something today, next week, but it turns out that after 1 week, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, before exams, it turns out you forget everything you learned. So in this course, it will teach you how to learn effectively so that you don't forget everything you learn. That is why we bring this course in our curriculum. But one good thing we should know is that Coursera is a paid, somewhere, paid courses. So this course is a paid, but you can get a waiver. How can you get a waiver? You can apply for a waiver. If we come over here, yes, you can see apply financial aid, right? Financial aid available. So this means that you as a fellow, you can apply for financial aid. You don't need to, pay. And here I put a link how to watch YouTube video to get a waiver and also a simple AC that from this YouTube link that you can write while doing the application. So meanwhile, you wanna apply for the waiver, just click here, watch the video, and also look at some of the AC while doing the application. All right. So to wrap up or to review what we have just said, um, at stage one of this program, which start at this day and end this day, we have 30 days of Python programming for data science. We have learning how to learn, and we have introduction to Git and GitHub, which we will make this one clear later on when we will show you how you can use this one, which is just like 1 hour or 2 hour session. So it's not something difficult. You see, this course, Learning How to Learn, is a 4 week program course. If you look at it, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So it's a 4 week. It's starting from today, but doesn't mean you need to spend the whole 4 weeks. You can finish the course if you have time in 2 weeks, in 1 week. But also, you should remember when you apply for the Coursera waiver, it will take 14 days to get the waiver. But you can go and read, watch the classes, do everything. The only thing you cannot do is you cannot submit assignments unless you got that waiver. That is after 14 days. Until you get that waiver, you'll be able to submit assignment and get the certificate. But as of today, when you go and sign up in Coursera, you can start going through the course without submitting the assignment. And when your waiver is gotten, you can start submitting the assignment. You can even, have some questions, by your side. And now after you get the waiver, you can submit the assignment. All right. At the end of the month, before you got your stipend for each month, for example, for the first month, you need to provide us with a certificate for learning how to learn. You need to provide us with evidence that you finished this 30-day Python programming. For this Python day programming, will provide you with more details on how you can submit the assignments and everything via GitHub, and that will comes in the subsequent session, which we'll discuss more. So now if you want to just start working through the Python for data science, 30 days, for example, today, day 1, you can just click day 1 introduction. When you click this introduction, then you can, it can come here. This, you can see this is the, table of content for day 1, right? Introduction, why installing Python, basic Python exercises 3. So you can just start reading this. You can read this, install Python. If you don't have, you can go this, you can see them. Yeah, and install also VS Code. And if you have question, ask the question in the group channel we have. All right, so we also have social media links. We have Facebook, we have Twitter. What we want you is that we want you to use the idea of what we call, learning in public. Learning in public means that when you learn something, for example, this 30-day challenge we have, each and every day when you learn anything new, just try to tag us on our Twitter or Facebook. Today I learned this, this, and this. That commitment you have that you are daily, posting, you are learning will push you to do learn every day. That's some notion of learning in public. I will share more details about learning in public in our group so that you can read about it and know more about what learning in public means. For those of us at the end of the day that cross to stage 4, we'll have a group project and we'll have, we'll have preparing you for graduate school, such as your CB, such as your application fee, such as your GRE. I mean, a lot of stuff that will tell you more when we come to this stage 4. All right, so that's what I got today, and I wish you success in this cohort. And if you got question, just shoot your question to us in our Telegram group, and we'll be happy to help. Thank you all, and bye bye. See you next.